Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is Krishna Palma. I'm the founder and CEO of the Starting Story podcast, where I've spoken to more than 60 founders across the world on the topic of business and life improvement. And this series is me on YouTube trying to break those insights into more digestible chunks to help people that need to listen. Today's video is something that I am quite passionate about and something that I've been trying to implement into my lifestyle more and more recently, and it's helped me a lot. And it's about digesting your life into smaller chunks. It might be something you've heard of before, but the way I explain it hopefully makes it more reasonable in understanding why it's so important rather than just why you need to do it. I don't know about you, but I like to be told why something is important rather than just being told like an order to do it because it will change my life. Because I don't know, maybe I'm a bit more skeptical with this stuff. So I want you to think right now. You currently are in a position where you want to achieve something. If not, then you are not the right person for this video, and something is clearly wrong. If you're the right person, then you're young, you're ambitious, you want to achieve something, whether that be starting a business, becoming something in a career, learning a new skill or a hobby, or something else like being a better boyfriend or girlfriend or family member, whatever it is. There's something you want to improve in. Now the problem is that that thing can seem quite far away, especially for me. I mean, I'm trying to start a business whilst also learning medicine. Both of those things are not quick to come. So from the point I'm at right now, it seems really, 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 really far away to the point that I can say I finally accomplished those things. The problem with that is you get stuck. Because if you know that the thing you want to achieve is really far away, you don't really try to achieve it. What I mean by that is if I tell you that you've got a career that you'll achieve in 10 years' time, you should start today. You'll be like, what do I start today? What do you mean start today? Why do I need to start today when I've got 9 years and 364 days left till I get to that achievement? What does that even mean to start today? I don't know. I don't have a clear idea of what I need to get done in the next month or in the next year or in the next 5 years to be able to achieve what I need to get done in 10 years. And so we procrastinate because we don't have any clear idea, no clear mission. So we think, well, fuck it. I guess I'll just watch Netflix then. Or, you know what? I deserve a lie-in today. I'll just sleep all day. It's fine to give yourself a rest. But if that rest comes because of a lack of motivation for anything else, then you have to question why that is. If a rest comes because you're genuinely tired and you've worked hard and you need a rest, so be it. Give yourself a rest. You deserve it. But if you giving yourself a rest is because of a compromise of your own ability to give yourself something else to do, then is it really rest or is it just a lack of objective? So the way I like to think of this is you on a journey. It's not really something hard to picture, is it? If you are on a journey, let me just. Okay. Full stop. If you are on a journey, the destination is your goal, your outcome. But if you don't break the journey down into some sort of checkpoints, then the journey loses its kind of focus. Because if you want to do something, go from one place to another place really long, right? And if your only outcome is the destination, then the journey itself loses all form of value because you only give value to the destination, right? There's lots of fallacies in that. A, you have no sense of track when you're on the journey because you only have a line for the destination, which could be really far away. B, you don't enjoy the journey because there's no form of self accomplishment that you've created for yourself because you told yourself, I'm only going to be happy when I reach the destination. And on top of that, the journey loses its value because everything that could have been done in the journey in terms of things you could have learned, the experiences you could have had, the memories you could have made, you don't strive for them anymore because, again, you tell yourself, only the destination will give me happiness, nothing else. That is my only goal and that is final. So, my point is to try and break that down, to try and trick your brain into finding more goals for it, more ways to find the self accomplishment, and ultimately make more memories along the way. So let's think about it this way. You are here. This is you, bright, budding individual. And what you want to get achieved later on is this pile of treasure, right? This pile of treasure. You want to get this stuff done. Okay, excellent. This could be a career, it could be a business, it could be a skill or hobby, whatever it is. Doesn't matter. It's something you want to get achieved. That's all that matters. Right. Now, you may think, if you've lived under a cave, that your route to get from A to B is going to be like this. If I just work hard, or if I just think about it, I'll get there eventually. If I just wake up every day thinking that in 10 years' time I'm going to be a doctor, well, then I'm just going to be a doctor. Isn't life so easy nowadays? That's just how life should be, right? Wrong, genius. Instead, as you probably all know, your route is going to be more like this. You start, and then you have a nice win, and then you go down into like a difficult days. I'm tired. Oh, I met with friends. Okay, that's nice. Oh, I had a networking event. Oh, that's really good. Okay, I'm still tired. I'm quite busy now. Medicine has got to me. I have an exam, so that's gone down a bit more. Okay, just kind of operating a baseline. Okay, we're back to normal now. Feeling good. Feeling good. Oh, we're feeling good. We're feeling good. Oh, lost money in something. Met with friends again. Whatever, whatever. And then eventually make it to a goal. Whatever. It's all over the place. If I tell you that you have to go through all of those ups and downs, ups and downs, and ups and downs, you'll probably look at me like, what's the point of starting? What am I doing? Right? Because all I'm interested in is becoming a doctor. All I'm interested in is starting a business, becoming a millionaire. All I'm interested in is becoming a good boyfriend. I don't really care about the ups and downs along the way, because why would I care, right? But they're a necessary part of the journey. Nothing, like, if your destination is something valuable to you, it's only valuable because it's hard to get to. You're gonna work hard to get to that. If your lifelong ambition is to make a coffee, then it's not valuable because you can make a coffee in 1 minute. Is that really what you're gonna base your life off? No, because you want to base your life on something difficult. Tell yourself, I achieved something in life, or I achieved something in this year, and you can look back and say, see, I worked hard and I got the fruits of my labor. Okay. So how can we change the way we think of this? I like to picture it myself as a mountain. I'm a nature guy, so I like to think of lots of things in nature, and I'm very unapologetical about this. So let's say we have a mountain, right? Nice tall mountain, and there's a flag on the top. And you are standing at the bottom of this mountain, and you're told, get up there to that flag. That flag is yours, that is your ambition. And you've told yourself, yep, that flag is what I'm going to go for. Really good, really ambitious. As a tall mountain man, like, fair play, you're going to go for that flag. Okay. Now, if we try to break that down, initially you're going to think to yourself, this is quite difficult. This mountain is really tall. That flag's really far away. And I don't know if I can make it to the top in one go. So, what are you going to do? Prepare. You're going to start preparing. So, what does that preparation look like? That preparation is going to look like, do I have all the equipment that I need? Do I have all the equipment? Yeah, let's pack more equipment. Or you know what? Let's pack some ropes. Or make sure we have a first aid kit. I think that's really important. What if something goes wrong, right? We need to have a first aid kit. Come on, let's be responsible adults here. First aid kit. What else could we need? Food. Come on, I could go starving. I could die up there. I need food. Right. And then you start asking yourself, but is my jacket? What if it's really cold up there? Is my jacket strong enough? And then what if my shoes aren't right? What if I slip because my shoes don't have the best grip? Did I make sure they fit the correct certification that's needed for a hike like this? Maybe I should do some more research about this hike. Is it even worth it? Why am I doing this? Do I really want to do this? To do this? All these questions, right? And I'd say it fits into two broad categories. Those categories are A, over preparation. Over preparation. And B, self doubt. And those in themselves fit into a further category of just delaying the climb. because of the size of the mountain you just created for yourself in terms of your goals and ambitions, it seems too difficult to do in one go. So either you find yourself doubting whether you can even do it, or you find yourself really preparing to make sure you can do it. But both of those things means you don't start climbing the mountain. Now, one way to make this easier for yourself, or kind of try and get back to what I'm trying to get across in this video, is why don't we break it down into smaller steps? If we look up at this mountain and we look at landmarks that are in between, we can think to ourselves, well, you know what? What we have in this mountain, we have a rock. We have a rock around about here, a big rock, and then around here we've got a bush. I can see a big bush. Here I can see a, I don't know, field of cows. Um, and here I can see a really big tree. Whatever. So you can tell yourself, you know what? Instead of climbing to the top of the mountain, let's just try and make it to the first rock and then we'll reevaluate, right? If I don't think I'm safe or anything, I can always come back down. It's quite safe, right? Let's go for it. So you tell yourself, you know what? Let's go for this rock here. Yeah. And then after this rock, if we feel like we're full of energy, we'll go for that bush. And then we'll try to make a beeline for those cows, and then just for the tree, and then final way up to that summit. Suddenly, that mountain just seems like 5 small steps. Okay. Where the sheep are kind of in the middle of the mountain, let's say, right? So if let's say you make it to the rock, right? You tell yourself when it comes to planning for your equipment and your research and whatever, you tell yourself, well, I don't really need to plan all this equipment because I'm pretty confident I can make it to the rock at least. That's very embarrassing if I can't make it up the 100 meters to this rock. Come on, no problems at all. Let's go. Then you make it to the rock and you realize, oh, you know what? I'm actually full of energy. No issues at all. I'm gonna go straight for that bush. No problems at all. After the bush, you're like, okay, I had a bit of water. Maybe I had to put another layer of clothes on, but you know what? I'm still rearing to go. Let's go for the sheep. Let's go. We made it to the sheep, right? You've already made it halfway up the mountain, but it didn't feel like that because you've made small sections of 3 to get to that point. If I told you this is a really tall mountain, can you even make it halfway? You'd be like, halfway. Let me think about it. Let me prepare, make sure I can make it that far. But if you break that halfway into 3 steps, the rock, the bush, and then the sheep, it didn't feel like that because it's smaller steps. So, after such a long-winded analogy, what do I mean by this? I mean, we need to re-change the way we think, right? Change the way our mentality thinks. Our brain is hardwired to protect us. So if you give it a really long goal, it's gonna think, A, can we make it there? B, do we even want to make it there? Self-doubting. And C, if there's no clear goal, why do we even bother? Let's just watch Netflix, let's rot away in bed, let's doom scroll for 3 hours. Whatever. We need to trick our brain into going, no, 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 no. This is not a big goal anymore. This is a goal that's happening next week. You have to work on it, otherwise you're screwed. How are you ever going to get the goal done in 1 year if you can't get the thing done in 1 week? Then your brain is like, well, shit, let me get some work done. So, what can we do when we come back to this beautiful timeline I've made? Instead of thinking about as this like a 10-year trajectory, let's break it down into years. And so, if you break it down into, let's break it down into a year. So, let's say, just for the sake of drawing the diagram properly, let's say a year is here, right? This is 1 year. This is 1 year. Yeah. But then again, 1 year is quite a long distance. If I told you instead of 10 years, you have to get this done in 1 year, you still would procrastinate, right? You'd be like, it's a year, 350 days left. I don't care. There's a new show on Netflix. Let's get on that, you know? So instead, we go, no, 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 no. What next after a year? A month. So I'm going to say, okay, let's go down to a month. So again, this is not drawn to scale, but just for the sake of it, let's say this is our month now. So now we do a month by month breakdown. Okay, that's better now because now if you tell yourself, I have certain tasks I need to get done by the end of this month, your brain's like, okay, well, you better get on with it then rather than the end of this year. But still, your brain is screwed, your attention span is pathetic, uh, you'll still procrastinate. So you go, don't worry, I'm going to trick my brain further. We're going to break it down into weeks. Okay, then. So we go to a week. So we do weeks at a time. And then, you know the drill, we break it down into days. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So then we have our days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You get the drill, right? Now, you've broken that 1 year timeline down into a single day and what you need to get done. So now rather than working today to get something done in the end of the year, you're working today to get something done by the end of the week. And then you're going to work this week to get something done so that you can tick your lists off for the month. And then you're working this month so you can get your list ticked off for the end of the year. And that way, from day one, you're working towards your goals. Why is this important? Because I'm sure you, like me, have had the same experience when it comes to November, October time in the year, and you realize, shit, I got no work done. I did not achieve what I thought I'd get achieved when I saw the fireworks at New Year's Day this year. And it's devastating because not only is if you value your time of your life, then not only have you lost that, you're never gonna get that 9-10 months ago. But then also you feel like you've let yourself down, you get demotivated, you have those self-doubt creeping in again of like, am I really built for this? Like I'm such a loser right now, I can't cope on this stuff, right? On the other hand, if you can say that I did something every single day to take me to my goal, you'll feel better about yourself. Even if every single day you have 10 things on your list and you only get 2 done every single day, that's still 2 more things done than you would have done if you just left your goals for the whole year rather than breaking them down into manageable steps. And if I told you in November time, when you've done nothing for the whole 10 months, and then I told you, do you wish you'd have done at least 2 things a day till November? You would say, for sure. For sure, I would love to have done at least something. So I'd be so much more ahead. So this scale of kind of micro chunking your deadlines into smaller deadlines is really useful for everything you have, whether it's something really long like a career, a business, a skill, a relationship, or something quite short term like an assignment coming up or a dissertation or a PowerPoint or whatever it is. Breaking down into smaller steps will always be beneficial because it keeps your brain thinking. And at the beginning, I know right now it seems like, well, this is quite a tedious process, quite a manual process, right? Like you have to break everything down manually. That's normal because me and you aren't used to this on a daily basis. So when you try to learn a skill for the first time, it's gonna feel more manual, like quite grindy, not really seamless. But if you do it for a couple of months, even for 1 month, you'll start noticing in yourself that suddenly you, without having a to-do list, kind of know what you need to get done today to be on track. Or without a weekly reminder, you kind of know what you need to get done this week to be on track for this month. You start to build it into your personality, into the way you think, into the decisions you make. But currently, when you're starting something new, it's gonna feel quite grindy. Like I'm having to force myself to make a to-do list. I'm gonna have to force myself to make this list of things to do. It's normal. If you want to grow, this is just what's gonna happen. So this is my process of what I'm trying to do right now. I've been doing it recently. I can probably find my recent. This is my recent list for this week. And another thing that's interesting is I only thought the list would be this big, but as I realized it's almost an entire page of my diary. That's also scary, right? Like your brain doesn't quite understand how many random tasks there are inside it, and then until the week ends or the month ends, and you realize, shit, I forgot that thing. Shit, I forgot that thing. So there's another benefit in keeping everything written so you don't forget it. But hopefully you found this interesting. I think this is a really important skill because once you do start to achieve the things you've written down and you start noticing that you're taking them off, crossing them off, and you're moving on to bigger and better things, rather than feeling demotivated, it's the opposite. You feel more energy, you feel more motivation, you feel more creative. You can see that your decisions are better, they're taking you in the right direction, you feel less distracted, you don't allow yourself to procrastinate because you're on track now, and overall, your energy and mood is better. And who wouldn't want that? So, hopefully, this is something that you can use. And if you found this useful, do subscribe to the channel. And this is what I do. This is information that I've gone from trying to start a business and running a podcast and speaking to CEOs and leaders all across the world and kind of building up a bigger picture of how do we go about when we want to improve in life and business. And this is just a small scale out of the hundreds that exist out there in self-improvement. So follow along for more videos on improving yourself and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching.